Yeah, hi YouTube. Um, I'm Marcus. On this channel, the Fishing Biker UK, I post videos about fishing and motorcycling. Only started that channel relatively recently. I'm also not a professional YouTuber. I'm here today to talk about the European Federation of Sea Anglers, or short EFSA. Reason why I'm talking about that, I'm their general secretary. The federation itself was formed in 1961, and we promote the safe and sustainable fishing with rod and line. As such, we are also involved with the EU initiatives. We organize EFSA European Championships, and these will be in the disciplines boat fishing, shore fishing, game fishing, and we have a species championship annually as well. Apart from that, EFSA, we keep the European records for sea fishes. These are for boat, shore, and fly fishing caught fish. And in the last few years, we awarded about 5 new records each year. We are EFSA. We are an individual membership federation organized through national sections. We're all volunteers who run this federation. And we've been becoming friends so much over the years that we refer to EFSA as our family. But what I like about it is it's a great way to fish across Europe with friends from all over Europe as well. Also, our sections run their own national championships. Quick word to our sponsor. EFSA's main sponsor is Italcana, based out in Italy. And when we run individual events, there will be local sponsors as well. Currently, we've got 21 national member sections active across Europe. Plus, we've got anglers from South Africa being part of the big EFSA family. For more information, just go to efsafishing.org, which is our website. So efsafishing, one word.org. A bit of housekeeping for this event today. Because of the COVID pandemic, COVID-19, right? We had to cancel all our events this year, be it fishing events, European-wide fishing events, or any in-person meetings and so on. So the only group that has met was via Zoom, was EFSA headquarters, but we haven't been showing our faces to anyone. Right? So we've been sending emails and updating our website and everything, but nothing compares to the what I'm actually showing the face of us officers in headquarters. So that's why we decided in our last meeting a few weeks back that we try this format. It's going live on YouTube to reach out to the anglers. And it's also something, the way YouTube works, that we can, the video will be saved on my channel. So people who've missed this live session, they can always rewatch it. We did ask our anglers to submit some questions for today. And I've grouped these questions and we'll answer them by group. It's basically, I've got a time limit in my mind to not sort of drag it on for more than an hour. If there's time after I've answered all the questions that were coming in, which I'm very confident I will be, I'm happy to take questions from the live chat. And the live chat function for this, you've got to be logged onto YouTube. And if you've got the normal screen set up in front of you, you will see my happy face in the screen, a bit to leftish of the screen, and to the right you will have you will see a live chat, and at the moment it should show me saying starting in 3 minutes, which I typed in earlier. So when you're logged on, you can ask questions there. But as I said, bear with me if possible till I've answered the questions that have been resubmitted. Yeah, and if I'm not looking straight at the screen all the time, I've got a bit of aid memoir here, sort of regarding what the questions were and what I noted down that I want to answer. All right then. Okay, so with this housekeeping out of the way, so here are the questions. The first question, or set of questions that were coming in, were all around the pandemic we're in and what this all means for meetings and so on. Okay, so first of all, let me say we've decided as EFSA HQ to not collect the. There haven't been any events this year, so we haven't had to travel for conferences, bits and pieces. I didn't have to book hotels for conferences either. And for next year, we also won't be producing our handbook because there's not a lot to update on. We will still like sections to submit their membership lists as they normally do, alongside paying the membership fees. And we would like those membership lists just to make sure that we know anglers registering for fishing events next year are actually eligible. Okay, further on next year, it's obviously hard to predict at this time of the year. We're in November, we're in lockdowns literally everywhere across Europe, to see when we can travel freely again and meet in large groups. But with that, we in EFSA headquarters, HQ, we will make a call in the second week of January to see if our annual general meeting and our standing committee meetings in April will actually go ahead. So they will go ahead, but if there will be in-person meetings or will be Zoom meetings, both options require different degrees of preparation. So let's see how this will work. But just to reconfirm to anglers, and these were the questions that were being asked. At this point in time, we believe that our fishing events will be going ahead. And the fishing events will be our game championships in the Cape Verdes in May, and the species championships in May, as well as the boat and shore championships in Ireland. That will be end of September, beginning of October. So at this point in time, we're still planning for all of that to go ahead. Again, keep watching efsafishing.org, our website, for updates and news there. It's the best we can answer at this point in time. My personal opinion is, come spring next year, there will be a lot of personal choices to be made to see if people think it's worth the risk of actually traveling. I think, there is not much. I can't see governments keeping us in lockdown forever, but it will be personal choices to be made, whatever that means in terms of numbers, participating in events or not. But that's just my opinion. Okay, so next set of questions were around membership and affiliation. All right, so we're an EFSA, we're an individual membership organization. That means if you're a member, you can fish any EFSA event. So you don't need to go through national qualifiers or region qualifiers or any of that sort of stuff. You only have to pay your entry fee and register for the event. You can also fish other national sections events. So for instance, if you're an angler in EFSA England, you can fish a championship in EFSA Germany. There's nobody stopping you. What you get for your membership is also a discount in registering new record catches, and you receive a yearbook outlining rules, constitution, and refers to future events and so on. Yeah, so that's a yearbook, and you will have inside the yearbook, amongst others, again, the form sheet, which you fill in to, if you think you caught a record fish, and basically fill that in and send it in. To become a member, you ideally contact your national section secretaries, right? And who these are, again, you find on efsafishing.org when you go through the section contacts. So that's the easiest way. And should you live in a country that does not have a national section, you can still become a member of EFSA by contacting HQ. Ideally, again, you would have a national section. You can also be a member of a section different to the country you live in, but ideally, again, you'll be a member of the section in the country you live in. So again, so these were the questions around membership. Now we come to affiliation. That's the discussion around affiliation has been only recent, sort of in the last couple of years. But the setup we've decided on is, again, if you are a club or an organization that is involved in sea fishing, you can become affiliated with EFSA. The decision to accept you will be taken by our standing committee, which is EFSA's main decision-making body. We would like you to give a presentation to our standing committee, a presentation about your organization, explaining what disciplines you're fishing, how many members you have, and what you're about. For instance, if your organization comprises of mainly sponsored match anglers, or is it normal sport anglers? Just so to get an understanding of who you are and what you're about. An annual membership fee of 300 euros applies. With that, your members can participate in EFSA European Championships. They will have to supply evidence that they're part of your organization when registering for any of those events. So that's that's what we've decided on affiliation. Again, any more questions, either drop them here on the live chat or in the comment below, or contact me through efsafishing.org, General Secretary. Last point, there weren't many questions, but there are always questions, is around the merchandise. Okay, so apart from becoming a member of EFSA, you can support us by purchasing some of the fantastic items we've got on offer. For instance, and I'll stand up and have a look at this great T-shirt that I'm wearing with our new EFSA logo. And at the moment, we're also doing the inevitable hoodies that we have. So this is an example from EFSA Scotland. I hope people can see that. So it's got Scotland there. It's got EFSA embroidered here, and it's got the Scottish flag here. But most importantly, on the backside from behind, everybody can see you're a member of EFSA or you're supporting EFSA. So it's great stuff. So we have done wine stoppers, wine tumblers, and other things before. Again, have a look at efsafishing.org for the articles we hold, and most importantly, it shows the contact of our supplies officer, Joe Edward, who is the man when it comes to merchandise. So he will sort you out. And the other thing that Joe is very, very good at is open for suggestions. Yeah, so whatever you think anglers would like to use, he's happy to supply it or to organize the supply for it. Right. Okay. So we've got some questions coming in. So by the way, so this was basically the group's of questions that have been submitted in advance. So I really managed to whiz through that a lot quicker than I feared it might take me. So it comments in from Linda Rombola. Thank you for the clarifications. Okay. So she's asking. Linda Rombola is from Opus, an Italian shore fishing organization. And she's asking, are there specific guidelines to prepare the presentation? And the answer, Linda, is no. It's a bit like again, if you were to explain at a boat fair or a fishing fair to see what is Opus all about, do that, because we're all normal people. We're not trying to sell you something. You're not trying to sell us something. So, as I said, just curious what you are about. Again, as long as these three elements are covered, the size of your organization, the disciplines of sea fishing you're covering, and again, what your main objectives are, what your main objectives are, I think we're all right. Yeah, so that's literally all we would require. Yeah, I mean, again, it's might be a relatively short session. So, are there any other questions? I can see there's a few. There's definitely double figures people watching the live session right now. Are there any other points of interest that people have who are watching this? By the way, I got a response back from our friends from the European Anglers Alliance. They will not watch the live chat, but they will watch the recording. And typically, YouTube isn't very quick in the recording or in showing the recording on the channel, so that might take till tomorrow till it's actually appears on my channel. So I'll just give it another couple of minutes. I'm happy to talk about things. Yeah. So I know that, for instance, in Sweden during the summer, the restrictions were far less. So Sweden and Denmark, I can see from Facebook posts there that some of their or many of their fishing events were actually going ahead. So good luck to them. Restrictions in the UK were such that you couldn't do that. Yeah, so they limited the number of anglers on a boat to 5. Even shore fishing events and stuff you could hold, but you weren't allowed to meet and do prize givings and these sort of things. So it's all over the place. So that's why I was saying we're hoping that when the travel restrictions and sort of number of people can meet restrictions, if they're released across Europe, that at least people can travel and can partake in those meetings, and those events as well. And that's one of the reasons why, for instance, our friends from EFSA Ireland need time to organize their events, because they've got to work on a reasonable number of participation and a low number of anglers per boat for their championships in September, when you're planning it right now with what you know right now. Okay. Are there any more questions coming in from the live chat? I've only seen Linda actually registering. Yeah, she said thank you very much twice. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. As far as I'm concerned, if there's not more coming in, I'm quite happy to close it here. It's been 20 minutes, so I guess it's a good a good length of a video for people to rewatch if they missed this this live session. And again, everybody, feel free to contact me and let me know if this format is something we should be doing again, or something to learn from, how to improve on it, and so on. All right, yeah. With this, I'm quite happy to end the live stream here. So goodbye, everyone, and hopefully see you on the other side of the pandemic, and meet with many of you as possible in person. So thank you very much. Bye.